if you have it leaking, puncturing it fully, you could lose your oil. And when you lose your oil, what happens after that? You can blow your motor. What's up guys, welcome back for another episode, and in this video we're going to be talking about the most vulnerable part of the G80, G82, and also the G87. A lot of people have seen this on the forums, and I can tell you this is one of the handicaps of having this chassis, right? So I'm not sure why BMW leaves this part pretty vulnerable and exposed. If you guys know the real reason, let me know in the comments. My theory is that it's more for airflow and also performance wise. But to be honest, you gotta watch out, because when you're driving on the highway, I'm on the Florida Turnpike right now, and you can be driving on I-95. There's a ton of road debris, right? Ton of, tires, pieces of truck tires, rocks, things like that, pieces of cars from accidents that are on the highway. A lot of that stuff could get kicked up, and when it gets kicked up, it could damage your oil cooler. And that's going to be a big problem. So if you have any punctures or anything like that, it could lead to catastrophic failure. So if you want to find out how to protect your motor from catastrophic failure, stay tuned. In this video, we're going to answer that. And I'm also going to show you ways to protect that. Alright guys, so we are here at Downforce Solutions, and in a little bit we'll introduce you to the team here at Downforce Solutions and also Myers Fabrication. They have partnered up and developed a really unique product that is going to be very valuable to a lot of you guys watching this. And I can tell you this, in the beginning of the video, a simple modification like this will save you a headache and also thousands of dollars that's going to be hurting your pocket, right? And again, this is a downfall of what BMW creates, but it's also not covered on the warranty. So if you don't have this modification, it gets you more susceptible to having the oil cooler being damaged. So in a little bit, we'll introduce you to the team here, and also another YouTuber that you guys have been seeing. If you guys are in the big G80 world, we'll introduce him in a little bit. So we have another pull, right? And another pull, last time we met was actually at the Invasion of Orlando, right? Yeah. And then to see your growth on the YouTube channel, so congrats to you, right? Keep at it. It's a long grind.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I'm trying to put out 2 videos a week and just go out to different car meets and things like that to just showcase the South Florida car community to you guys. And I've gotten pretty good feedback saying you bringing the car meets to me because I'm not able to go outside like that, and just capturing memories just for me and the people around me. So the channel's growing, but I'm putting in that work, and
he's putting in those miles too, man.
Yeah, putting in those miles.
He just told me he's up to 6,000 miles.
Yeah, I'm over 6,000 miles. I got the car in February, so I'm enjoying the car, obviously. But big shout out to Ken, because he's a huge inspiration and really helped me, just being comfortable in front of the camera. And I look to him to basically help me make my videos. So
yeah, it's not easy, man.
I spent hours and hours on YouTube, and I still watch the videos. So big shout out to you, bro.
And then where are we at today? I know you introduced me to the team here, but where are we at?
So right now we're at Downforce Solutions. It's a big Mopar shop. They do a lot of light up aero chassis mounted aero kits. And our boy Justin here, we developed the oil cooler guard for the G80, G87, and G82s, and G83 if you have a convertible.
Yeah, if you guys are about that life, you know.
Yeah, if you're about that life, this fits you as well. We're about to develop an F80 as well, oil cooler guard. And so we come here and we mount, special guests like you and a couple of our buddies. We use their lift. They let us use their lift. so that we can mount the oil cooler guard. So we're about to get your car up here and put the oil cooler guard up so you guys can see how easy it is.
Yeah, and it's super simple. And then we're gonna mic you up because we have a whole bunch of things to talk about, all right? The thought process behind it, and also what makes you guys different than any other brand out there. So what is your name first?
Justin.
Justin?
So I own Meyerfab Motorsports, and so we'll be showcasing our BMW oil cooler guard, and we'll do a full unboxing. Everything that you see in the video will be exactly what gets shipped to you.
Which is awesome. So stay tuned, guys. All right, so we are under the car, and we were just looking. I haven't seen this part of my car in a little bit, but this is basically the oil cooler, right? And
This is all
what,
OEM.
OEM. Nothing's protected by now, but tell me, what do you see?
So none of this is protected. I'm not sure why BMW never decided to cover it or put any protection at all. That's why we developed this product. It uses all OEM bolt holes so that there's no modification of the car. It's an easy, just plug and play. And it keeps all this protected. You can see all the dings and holes. And
what he's talking about is this, right? So these are probably from rock chips, road debris. And what happens is, as the car in front of you is driving on the roadway, so rocks, road debris get kicked up. So the possibility of it jumping up here and hitting your oil cooler is common, right? It's very common, you can see it. And one of the drastic parts of it, if you have it leaking, puncturing it fully, you could lose your oil. And when you lose your oil, what happens after that?
you can blow your motor.
You can blow your motor. And then basically,
That is not good.
one of the things you guys should know is that BMW will not warranty this, right? So if you blow your motor because the oil cooler is leaking from road debris, they don't see it as a warranty issue. So at that point, you're gonna have to go through your insurance, and then probably your premium is gonna go up because these motors are not cheap. The S58 is not cheap at all. So what did you guys develop?
So we developed a cover that uses all OEM holes. It's laser cut, 1/8" aluminum, powder coated in a black wrinkle texture. And it pretty much keeps it protected while using minimal spacing. That way it doesn't block any of your custom aftermarket parts.
All right, so Noe, you were talking about one of your buddies, right? He has a G80, and that drastic, catastrophic issue happened to him, right?
Yeah, so he has a G82, and shout out Patrick Loves Real Estate. He was driving on the highway, and then all of a sudden he gets a low oil level notification on his dash. He pulls over to a Starbucks, gets out of the car, and sees a pool of oil on the floor. So immediately he calls, his shop, and he's like, hey, there's a whole bunch of oil under the car. And they towed it to the shop and noticed that he hit something on the road and it punctured all his oil out. So if he would have kept driving, that motor would have been gone. So now he wishes he had an oil cooler guard.
And now he has one, right?
And now he has the CSF.
Okay.
So he got that before we developed this.
Gotcha.
But now he has a CSF oil cooler.
Oil cooler?
Yeah.
And that's the upgrade basically of this. But if you guys are not looking to upgrade, keep it OEM, again, this is something that you definitely want to protect yourself with. And here's some more remnants of road debris, right? So this right here is markings from whatever that has get kicked up to my skid plate. There's a lot of other brands that develop a oil cooler guard. Some of them are massive, right? All this portion of the car, and it adds a lot of weight. Turner Motorsport makes one that's pretty hefty. I didn't like that because I'm not trying to keep the car, it's not tracked, right? This is a show car, and the functionality between having this protected is what you guys developed.
Other companies are bulky, they're more expensive, they get rid of this lip here. It actually makes some of them the lowest point in the car. Ours is the slimmest, sleekest design out there.
Yeah, but there's definitely some other ones that have a larger
very
opening.
large openings that you can put your whole hand through. And
that really kind of defeats the purpose, right? What's the
yeah.
purpose of having an oil cooler guard when it doesn't really protect it, when you could fit your whole fist through or your fingers, and a combination of all that stuff. But in a little bit, we'll have you guys put that on and we'll see the difference. And I can tell you this is something that I've been thinking on the back of my mind. I know a lot of people will think about this too, especially seeing on the forums. But yeah, let's get to it.
Sweet. So this is our crates that we send them out in. Wood, masonite tops. sprayed with our logo. This keeps it protected during shipping. That way there's no damage to the plate, no bending or anything like that. So it keeps it protected and it looks nice as well.
It actually looks very industrial, right? It shows the, you know, the touch of what you guys do.
Yeah, so we're a newer company, but we've been in the industry for a little bit. We know a lot about cars, and we've developed a couple parts before. And we're working on a couple new parts, carbon fiber strut towers and billet strut towers as well.
Stay tuned for that. I know they have a lot of things going on too, but this is the oil cooler guard, right? And tell me about it.
So it's laser cut 5052 aluminum, 1/8 inch thick. On this specific design, we did his custom name and
yeah, so you could basically customize whatever you want, right? I thought it would be pretty cool to have what the color of the car is and what the car is, right? So we have Amola Red G80 M3. Some people put different, you know, nicknames, Instagram handles, which is pretty cool. Allows you to have the customization. I like the OEM Plus touch, and I think this brings that OEM Touch Plus, but also too, it looks pretty cool. So this is aluminum, you said?
yes.
And what I like about it too is that it's pretty hard. You can hear that on camera, and we were talking about how this portion here are smaller openings. So obviously a tiny pebble could go through, but if you're talking about like big bolts, things like that, it really has to enter in at the right spot and angle, but this does allow more protection. Anything else about this? You know, you guys powder coat them?
Yeah, so these are powder coated with a black texture, pretty durable, should last a while underneath the car.
And then the bolts and everything you guys include is...
Yeah, so we include all stainless steel hardware and plastic laser cut spacers as well too. So these replace your OEM ones. These are our aluminum spacers that go in the rear, and our plastic ones that go in the pockets of the OEM. So they'll fit up right in there.
Gotcha.
And we'll show how to install that.
Yep. Now it's fully installed. That probably took about 10 minutes tops, right? I think most of it was delayed because we were grabbing camera gear. But you can see it's pretty snug up on there, right? Everything's
Yeah.
OEM.
So it keeps it a little bit away from the cooler. That way, in case you hit something big, the cooler doesn't hit, the guard doesn't hit into the cooler. So there's a little bit of space between there. And then all these are all stainless steel hardware. So there's no rusting or anything like that. Uses the stock OEM clips. We have the plastic spacers behind. In the back, we use the aluminum ones since it's off of the car to keep it away from it. And as you can see, there's enough airflow. It doesn't remove the dam like some of the other companies do.
Which is cool. I didn't really notice that. And this dam is more for aerodynamics and stuff, and something that you would want to keep, right? BMW engineers has designed this for a specific reason. I don't know why I didn't design something here for that specific reason. So if you guys know, let me know. But one thing I do like about it is that the functionality between having that spacing in between, so it's not right up against it. So if something hits it, it does have some pull, has a way of deflecting it and bouncing it back off. But also too, the gaps is where you can see how much it will protect your oil cooler guard. And you saw from before, there were a couple already, some dents on my oil cooler guard.
It also stays away. It's fit to the stock body. So that way when you have your custom aftermarket pieces, it doesn't get in the way of any of that.
And this is so OEM Plus. I love the look of it, and it doesn't stand out. Can actually customers request a different color?
Oh yeah, we can.
Okay.
That would just increase the lead time a little
Okay.
bit, because this is usually our stock color that we usually ship with.
Gotcha.
We can send them out raw as well without any powder coat. That way if you want to do your own powder coating, or if your buddy owns a shop, you can just have them do it as well.
Gotcha.
Just let us know.
All right, so introduce yourself to the channel. I know we were here installing the oil cooler guard, but also I was checking out what you guys have designed, right? And this is technically for the Mopar scene, but I know you guys are trying to dabble into the BMW role.
Correct.
And who are you?
David with Downforce Solutions. We make all chassis mounted aero. We focus on functionality first, and through all that came out with a concept of lighting up the chassis mounted splitter. It's all in solid aluminum bottom plate with an acrylic splitter inside. Lights are inside a pod, epoxied inside, completely watertight, airtight. 12 individual colors, 120 patterns, all flow series. Looking to get into the BMW market, working on some stuff now to make a diffuser and a front splitter. Doesn't have to have lights. The lights are just an extra showpiece.
You know, a lot of people have taken inspiration from Fast and the Furious, and actually some of the car shows that we've hosted at Beamer Invasion, you'll see some underglows and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool, right? So if you're at a car show, you could turn the lights on, and you were flipping through some of the lights. Can you show us some of that?
There it is in red. It's got multiple patterns that it'll go through.
Okay. You have solid white?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks very clean. So I know a lot of guys are into that, some guys are not, but also what I like about this is different, right, compared to like carbon fiber. This is more of aluminum?
It's all aluminum. Again, chassis mounted. We focus on the chassis mounting because what happens if you mount, any splitter works. Doesn't matter if it's carbon fiber, plastic, aluminum, they work. And so a lot of people complain, oh, I put this carbon fiber splitter, I was doing 90 and it broke. The problem is it's not chassis mounted. When you mount to plastic and you go high speed, it's gonna create downforce. Doesn't matter what the part's made of. Downforce, if you're only bolted to plastic, it's gonna stretch that plastic till it breaks. It's gonna pull the screw through it. And once carbon fiber starts to flex, especially at high speed, it will crack. Once it cracks, it comes apart. So we chassis mount. With this, we've had our cars to 206 miles an hour, zero issue. And everyone says, man, you know, I didn't think it was gonna work as good as you said, but when I was driving home, I thought the car was in sport mode, because what happens, you hit 80, 90 miles an hour. When you change lanes, you now gotta pull the wheel to change lanes. It won't just drift over, because it's putting so much downforce on the wheels that you gotta force it. And what happens when you chassis mount, all that downforce is applied to the car. It's not stretching the bumper.
And you're saying that from experience because you do race cars, right?
Correct. So that's the difference. It's not that aluminum is better. It's really hard to say what's better. Aluminum can take abuse and still be fine. However, some classes in racing don't allow aluminum. It has to be carbon fiber or Tegris. But that's only when you get into the higher racing. Anyone street level racing that goes to do HPDE and track days, aluminum is fine. There's no issue with that.
And there's a different style for everybody. Some people like carbon, some people like this look because, you know what, they may take their car to the track, they want the functionality between it.
Right.
But yeah, it's something interesting. I'm kind of curious of what the final design may be. Again, this is not for the BMW world. I know you were just talking about Noe coming here and having this car using as development and possibility
and
of doing it.
this diffuser here is for the C8 Corvette. So we're gonna work on something like this for the BMW.
So talk about this, right? There's function to this.
Yes. So the bottom of a Corvette has a full belly pan from factory. So this little 45-degree turn here tucks back into their factory under tray. So from the under tray to this, it goes right out the back. Everything stays seamless and fully functional, allowing the air to disperse evenly.
And I can tell you this, like as a BMW guy, right? This reminds me of the PSM. The PSM diffuser is like a carbon diffuser that we have in our F80 models and stuff, F8X. And this unique design reminds me of that. I know a lot of people haven't seen that yet on the G80s or anything like that. So if you guys are probably looking for something super aggressive that has a lot of functionality, looks like the guys here are actually gonna be developing it.
And we could even change these fins. The fins can be whatever the customer prefers. They could be points, they can be half octagon, they could be rounded. We also do a custom cutout on the outside fin. We can cut your Instagram as long as it fits. Cut M3, cut whatever you want in it.
Which is cool, because I think a lot of other places, right, it's what you get and that's it.
Right.
But you guys focus on the customized ability of it. And I think this looks cool. I think this really reminds me of the PSM diffuser. I know with my diffuser, it kind of reminds me of that too, but is not as aggressive. But you can see how deep these fins are, how much it protrudes out. But I'm kind of curious of what the final product's gonna look like.
We'll get one done.
Yeah, so stay tuned, guys.
Yep.
But definitely want to thank Myers Fabrication and also Downforce Solutions for having us here. I think having that protection that you guys provide is going to help a lot of people out from the headaches later on in life.
Definitely, definitely.
All right, so we're all set at Downforce Solutions. I definitely want to thank the team over there and taking the time to talk to us, and also Myers Fabrication for allowing me to put this product on the car and showcase it on this channel. If you guys want to purchase some protection for your vehicle, I'll leave the link down below in the description, and also a discount code to save yourself some money. Again, this is something that I think all G8Xs need, and also in the future, if you guys own a F8X, they're actually coming out with a F8X one for that chassis, so you guys can protect your oil cooler and prevent any problems from happening. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next video.